like I can't, like I don't know whether I want to continue this live stream because some idiot's downstairs. He's trying to hammer some metallic thing. I'm very tempted to scream at him. Do you think I should scream at him? Okay, but anyway, gonna wait for a while for people to turn up. I'm only expecting 2 people to turn up. That is Angeteer and Swift Eagle. Is that you? Because there's a stranger here now. Hi. Welcome to my second serious live stream. Maybe I should tell them to come in. Sorry for the noise. If you like it, I can scream at the guy downstairs, but I don't think I will scream now because I am down with something. Is it irritating though? Let me know if it's irritating, okay? Hello, come inside. Okay, but anyway, I'm just going to go through my introduction. So this way, we just save a bit of time. Okay, hi Dion. Okay, in preparation for this discussion of personal boundaries, I had to Google it, of course. I do not profess to be an expert in this area. So some of the sites that I went are Psych Central, Psychology Today, the pages of some private practitioners, and the discussion points that I will be providing shortly are really an amalgamation of some points that I thought were suitable for this bite-sized, friendly, and informal discussion on personal boundaries. Are you ready? Are you ready, Dion? Okay. I will assume that you are ready. Okay, why is this discussion important? This discussion is important for us introverts and people in general because it's like a reminder for us of the reason of maintaining boundaries. Because like most things, it could be lost with the banality of daily life, especially when things are being taken for granted. Hi, Hambone! Especially when things are being taken for granted, people just do things without knowing why they are doing something, so that and doing the important things, they miss out doing something important. Doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. I don't think so. It's okay. You guys can, I don't know, but if it's interesting, then maybe you guys can rewatch the thing. I am here because of our New Zealander, our Kiwi friends. So Angetir, he has to work later. So, but enjoy the Super Bowl, and I hope your favorite team wins. Yeah. What was I saying just now? Oh, people don't know why they do certain things, so that they don't know how to apply the rationale in their behavior. Okay, but anyway, why are boundaries important? First is to establish identity and a concept of self and self-respect, because we are all autonomous individuals and separate from others. This is important for our self-esteem, confidence, and reduces our anxiety. When we, especially us introverts, we can be quite anxious when we are amongst people. So that's why boundaries are very especially important to us. Okay. At the core, boundaries are formed by rules or standards with which you want to be treated. So I see boundaries as a ceiling, that is a limit that cannot be transgressed, that is formed by our own requirement according to our needs and preferences, in addition to boundaries as a social construct. So I see the content of boundaries being formed or informed by our culture, upbringing, environment, and all that. Also, I think it's important that boundaries are not viewed in isolation, but essential to working and functional social social environment, and at optimum level, it should be reciprocated. That is, it is important to um, to maintain healthy relationships, professional life, and so on. So when boundaries are violated, it can create very awkward social situations and damage our relationships with others. So as introverts, it is important for us to establish clear boundaries. So this way, it is helpful to reduce social friction. Uh, and as introverts, the less we enjoy social interactions, the less we want to interact, right? The less we want to seek interaction. So that's why it's important for us to communicate our boundaries. Okay. Third point is that there is a tacit agreement amongst members of society to some form of limitations upon their freedom to act or do whatever they want. Also, if a person acts in compliance with socially accepted behavior or conditions or norms, he or she will avoid disapproval or disapprobation. Yeah. Fourth point is that we have our own plans, dreams, goals, ambitions, and I think they are all necessary ingredient for our own happiness. And what it means is that it may come a time where it would be inevitable to impose limits on some things that someone else want to do in order to pursuit of their own goals. For example, say you want to study for an exam, or you're busy working or starting a new business or caring for your young child, but someone wants to call you to talk about their problems or whatever like that, and it goes on for like a long time. Yeah. And yeah, point number 5. Hi everybody. It's okay, and get here. I'm just going through the list of why boundaries are important, but I haven't gone to the question part. So I'm just yapping. Just give you a summary. Is to establish identity, concept of self and self-respect that we need to see as essential to working a functional social environment, that we all, as members of society, we all have a tacit agreement to accept some forms of limitations upon what we can do. And also because as individuals, as autonomous individuals, and we want to be happy, we want to have our own plans, dreams, goals, ambitions. So that means we want to prevent people from in pursuit of those goals, we don't want to have someone else trying to use us as vehicles to get what they want, and then as a result, we don't get what we want. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Okay. The example I given was, for example, you want to study for exam, or you have some things to do basically, and someone wants to just call you and chat for hours about his or her life, and it goes on a daily basis, so that you don't have time for your own project. So that's, to me, it's an example of clear boundary crossing, boundary violation, especially if you told them that to stop doing it. Are there any other examples? Engatir? Tell me what pisses you off, Engatir. And what happened to that guy, Swift Eagle? Engatir, are you there? While we wait for Engatir to type, I will go to point number 5. So as I said, roughly, because we want to live our life according to our own terms and not be used as tools, objects, scapegoats, or whatever. We want to protect ourselves, especially against people with one of the dark triad personality traits. And they are narcissism, psychopathy, Machiavellianism. I don't think I need to go through the meaning, right, of all 3. But at the root of it is highest level of self-interest. Okay. Yeah. I think for women is how much, like for customary greeting, how much touching we are allowed to have and how close people should stand and how people should address to you and how they should speak to you. And there's many, but I will go through it later. Oh, boundaries include, I think some people don't know this. Boundaries include not having to justify and explain our decision because we as adults, we can make independent decisions. Okay. And yeah, but I'm trying to go through, areas where people think like, don't realize that these are some examples of boundaries that they themselves can enforce. Okay. Yeah. I think that's very annoying also. And then when people try to make me feel bad for not wanting to listen to someone yapping for hours about the same thing. That's very good, Dion. How do you do that? For me, I always have difficult time because I guess I look like someone people can come and talk to. I don't mind talking to people, but there is like I think I need to impose some kind of limitations because I too have things that I want to do and I can't afford to spend hours on somebody. Yeah. The problem is that when I've surpassed my limits, I do become very harsh and blunt, but as a result, I make enemies. So I turn them into enemies because I'm very direct. I don't like, I just go like, stop it. Why are you 40 seconds behind? Oh. I just go like, stop it. And then they go, oh, you're being very heartless. But I just realized that many of them are really manipulators. They're taking advantage of my kindness and my willingness to listen. And also because I realized that when people come to me, I automatically want to give them a solution to their problem. But if they keep like, when I realize that they just want to talk and not wanting any solution, it's going to be very hard for me to keep listening. Are you okay, Angatir? What's important to me is, I do try to admit, I do have some social connections with people, but very few people. And from time to time, I do enjoy having meaningful discussions or to have coffee or tea or to have, companionship. But um, I do not want to be viewed as a bad person. So sometimes when people try to talk to me with coming to me with their problems, I feel kind of nice because in a way I feel like, oh wow, they think I'm a good problem solver or something. But then and if I do solve the problem, I feel really happy and they get happy and but some people don't want to have their problem solved. They just want to yap and they want to garner sympathy for whatever reason. Yes, Dion. Very cheeky of you. How is the Super Bowl? Ham bone. You know what would be funny? If ham appears here. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're talking about Dion, right? Dion is INTP, but he has very good TE. Excellent. What is healing? HELING? Healing? Oh, thank you, Hambone. Hambone, not Hambone. Angatir. What is I don't appreciate people healing? What is this? What is this word? Helping. Oh, yeah, that's also another boundary crossing. People just out of the blue decide, I'm gonna help you. You didn't even ask, and then they make it worse. Okay, the tricky bit about establishing boundaries is that you want to be a sociable member of society, but at the same time, you want to maintain some sort of safety distance. So it is a balancing act that you have to do. Yeah, like solving people's problems is true, and because if you come and talk to me about a problem, I will automatically assume that you want me to solve it. But if you just want to keep yapping at it and I give you solutions, you keep saying no, rejecting it for no reason, and I don't apply it or ignore it. But then day after day, you keep coming back, that will really piss me off. Yeah, it's true. Because it's also a learning process. But as I was saying about myself, is that I don't appreciate people coming to, because I don't have the ability to be like a therapist. I'm not trained to do all of those things. And there's a limit to how much that I can do to help someone sometimes. So when someone keeps coming and talking to me about their past, there's there are limitations to what I can achieve and do, and it makes me sad. It actually stresses me out sometimes when I feel very helpless that I cannot help someone. Yeah. But also like I'll try to tell them that you need professional help, because if you keep talking about something that happens to you 10, 20 years ago, then it's significant, and I'm sure it has affected your quality of life negatively for the past how many years. And if you clearly are not able to get over it yourself, then you need to have professional help, because I'm people sometimes ask me for relationship advice, but I always give them I give them like a date, very short and sweet type of thing, and then I try to like change subject. I'm not very good at relationship advice either. My mom is ISFP. She's supposed to be very individualistic, but at the same time, I don't know, she try to mommy me sometimes. I don't know if it's like cultural thing also. Sometimes I feel like women, they have a tendency to want to talk to me more than men, obviously because I'm a woman, right? So it's easy for them to kind of talk to me. And I seem to be like a kind of a vessel, a receptacle to their problems. Is this noisy outside? I feel like screaming at the guy. Do you think I should open the window and yell? I feel like doing it. Okay, never mind. Let's now go to the. How long is Super Bowl? You said it started at 3:30. Now it's 5. Oh, J Lo and Shakira are performing. I like both of them. I wish I could be as awesome as them when I get older. Like they look so beautiful and they can dance very well. How dare you? I'll kick you, okay? Don't forget I can kick you, no? Swift Eagle. Yes. Okay. Anyway, I'll just continue yapping. You can't just come in and say fuck off for no reason. Hambone, I'm gonna make you a this thing moderator so you can kick people out. And no moderator for you, Swift Eagle. Okay. Okay, boundaries. Oh, I thought you said you tell me to fuck off. I see. What's wrong with JLo? I think she's beautiful. And she's like, she has like many talents, and I feel jealous because I wish I have that many talents. She has like abs, she can sing and dance. Yeah, exactly. Like how, like now, with 50-year-olds seems to be quite far away, but we are deteriorating really fast. We are gonna have vegetarian kind of sandwich. What agenda? Are you a conspiracy theorist? And Swift Eagle, don't think I don't know you went to watch Super Bowl just now. Okay? Because just now, yesterday you said, no, 2 days ago you said, I will be there. What's wrong with women's empowerment? Do you want us to be your slave or what? Yeah, Swift Eagle. You cannot have be in a relationship with women and then, I mean, you can be, but pussification. I don't think it's like. I don't think it's like mutually exclusive thing or like when women power rises, men, power falls. I don't think it's like that at all. Hey Hambone, do you know the song Swifty? Let's Get Swifty? Yeah. You mean the song, is it? Or the mutually exclusive? The power dynamic can always change. If someone doesn't hold power in this area, he will find another way to get it. It's the Rick and Morty. Come on, let's get swifty. It's quite funny. It reminds me of Swift Eagle. Whenever I think about the song, I think of Swift Eagle. Check it out, Rick and Morty. Okay, boundaries are typically divided into two or three categories. There are physical boundaries. Physical boundaries relates to the tangible, including your body, your possessions, and personal space. Examples are forms of customary greeting. For example, if you want to have a handshake or you want to have a hug, or in France, you have to kiss twice or thrice or whatever. An example of violation of physical boundaries also include people going through your stuff. And under this heading, we have sexual boundaries, which is what you are willing or not willing to do in the bedroom. Okay. Other examples will be people going through your possession, people going to your room when you're not around, rummaging through your stuff in your absence. So, guys, tell me, why is physical boundaries important? What does it piss you off when people go through your stuff? It's 50. Bon appetit. Why? Why does it piss you off when people go through your stuff? Tell me. Tell me or I'll go through your stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I'll never do that. Why don't you like people going through your stuff? Anybody? Okay, why is that? What does it mean by invasion of privacy? It's just general thing. It's got fall to do with them. Hambone? Okay, Hambone says circumventing your privacy. I just feel you try to piss me off, Swift Eagle. So you think men only appear masculine in contrast to women, is it? They cannot be masculine on their own. Okay. Physical boundaries are important. Okay, so first of all, you need to understand people use resources or things to accomplish their goals or fulfill their needs. For you, Dion, you have all these model planes, right? Is to fulfill your need. Is like a hobby, it makes you happy. And also, if you think about property rights, it includes not just touching it. I mean, you also want to have the right to use it, right to transfer it, give it to people, right to earn money from it, etc. Point is, I think we want to have control over our stuff because we want to make decisions ourselves and do not want people to make decisions about us in our absence without our awareness or participation. So like, I don't want people to come in and come in my room and say, oh, the bed sucks like this. I'm going to change the bed and put it there. Something like that. Because it is our staff. We want to make decisions about it, and we don't want anybody else to make decisions for us, especially in our absence and without our participation. Okay? Women didn't leave the kitchen until men were suppressed with welfare and child. Is this supposed to be a joke? I just feel that this is a joke. Well done, Hambone. I wonder if Swift Eagle is actually Jeebus in disguise. I don't mind feminine men, no? Because I'm ENTJ, right? All I need is a minion. Oh. Okay. Okay, next question. Personal data, everybody. Personal data. Does it come under the heading of physical boundaries? I think yes, right? Why do you think it is important to protect our personal data? Dion? Oh, I think you always make sense, Hambone. Dion? Dion is gone, I think. Why should we protect our data? After all, just one email, what? Or our name? Why is this important? Someone tell me. We are discussing personal boundaries with Eagle. Why must we protect our data? Everybody. Nobody seems to care about this. Personal data is sometimes used. June, but I don't know where I'm going to stay. Where's the TWFP meetup? Oh, it's okay. I don't know if I can come in June though. I'm supposed to go to Kosovo. But I would love to go if I can. Is it going to be in California? In LA? Oh. Maybe I'll consider going. Summer is not my favorite time. Yes, personal data like credit card, social is important. And also, no, it's something that nobody seems to know. You know, like when you have bits and pieces of data, you go like, oh, it's not really Las Vegas. Las Vegas. I'll consider. I'll consider definitely. But Las Vegas in summer, it's going to be a nightmare, right? I'm not going to walk around in bikini, no. Oh, I was saying just now, small information, you think like, oh, this is harmless, let them keep. But when they amalgamate, when they start collecting more information about you, they're gonna know they're gonna know a lot about you than you think they do. They can use it to predict a lot of things about you, and that is actually very dangerous for identity theft, for I mean, it's bad enough that marketeers will come and like, oh, she looks like she likes to wear this clothes. So every time she Googles something, then I will advertise. Also, personal data is also used by certain organizations to determine whether we can get loans, and also license for a job, and also affects our professional reputation. Okay, so that's why we want to protect our data. Well, I think that, they're like tools. Like a knife is good for cutting things, but in the wrong hands, it can be very dangerous. It can be used like a weapon against us. So it really depends. Yeah. And also, like, sadly, in some places, data is used to discriminate people also. Okay, see you later, Hambone. Thank you for coming. Oh, what have I done? I could get an advertisement for bags. Do I look like someone who needs 1,000 bags? No, right? Don't know why they keep trying to sell me bags. If they sell me bags that are on discount, I will consider. But they sell me bags that cost so much money and look similar to something I already have. Like, come on, guys. Okay, next we have mental boundaries, which includes emotional boundaries and relates to the intangible, that is, our thoughts, opinions, including possessing them and being aware of them. Okay? Okay, have a good time in work, Dion. Thank you for coming. Why is anime stuff is okay, right? Anyway, you enjoy watching anime, so like they keep trying to send me back. Like, what the hell? I don't. Sorry, I keep saying cuss it in the live stream. Like, why? Why do you keep wanting to sell me back? It's not like I'm gonna buy a bag every day. The anime is something that you could watch every day when you're free, isn't it? You know what they should sell me? Food. Be very interested in the food. See, now they know about me already. They know that, okay, from now on, every time I log into Instagram, show her the advertisement of food. Okay, next. I was saying about why are mental boundaries important. The maintenance of boundaries is important for protection, for our protection, for fear that we can be easily influenced, susceptible to manipulation or emotional contagion. So Google tells me emotional contagion is basically people's emotions and related behaviors, which directly trigger similar emotions or behaviors in us. Okay, this is dangerous and also a source of misery for many people, especially for people who are around narcissists or people who are highly volatile, making it impossible for people around them to feel at ease and feel happy. Because in a way, it's like absorbing of people's moods and energy. We absorb people's moods and energy. I like to buy food online. I have this app called, I'm not going to advertise for them, but I love to buy food, so they come here, especially now, right? Because of the threat of the coronavirus. Yeah. Yeah, I love Amazon as well. Just bought something, something was recommended to me. Top 10 best things to buy from Amazon. One of them was like a travel wallet. It's really cool. It wasn't expensive at all. Actually, the shipping was expensive, but it was okay. I think it was awesome. Click like, everybody. Click like. I have to say it because otherwise you're not going to do it. I mean, if you like it, but if you don't like it, don't have to click like. Okay. What was I saying just now? Oh, what is a Nintendo Switch? Nobody's interested in emotional boundaries, is it? What is Nintendo Switch? Is it? I imagine it to be a thing to play game, like Super Mario. Yeah, you should buy a car first and get here. Oh, you know what you can do? Swift Eagle looks like someone who will enjoy buying gifts for people. So maybe you can ask Swift Eagle to buy you a Nintendo Switch while you buy a car. This is the part where he's going to scream at me, but he won't because he's watching Super Bowl. Okay, anyway, I want to go through this list. As I was saying about emotional contagion. Okay, so essentially we absorb people's moods and energy. That's why pain is It's not nice to be around people who are constantly very moody and depressive, right? Nobody wants to be around them. And energy vampires. Energy vampires are people who take full advantage of your willingness to listen to them, leaving you tired and unable to work on your own projects. So they are like another people you want to avoid, right? Okay. You also want to guard against exploitation. So we need to also be aware of possible codependency type of relationship. Because some people, although we don't think of it as applying to us, but there are people out there who are not aware or don't think or forget that they have rights, which they can enforce against another person, and they don't put their feelings first. They are always in service of others. So the point is that it's okay to put yourself first sometimes, and I think it's okay to put yourself first most of the time. I mean, don't feel bad. I think the right thing to say, don't feel bad about putting yourself first, huh? Okay. To assess the state of someone's emotional boundaries, look at the rigidity with which they treat someone else's beliefs, opinions. For example, if they're highly emotional, argumentative, or defensive, this is an indication to their ability or inability to delineate their thoughts against someone else. So that's about having boundary. We need to separate our thoughts and our opinions from somebody else's. Okay? As individuals, we are entitled to have our own opinions. Also. So, in other words, boundaries can be mental or emotional. Is that it? No, of course. Is it called mental now? Yes. So, examples would be too much information given, someone talking about their sex life all the time, talking about their difficult past that happened many years ago, incessantly. People asking you private questions, people prying, people giving you sad, depressing facts about their life for no apparent reason, unprovoked. Under this heading comes spiritual boundaries. Spiritual boundaries including healthy discussion about religion, but at a limit. I want to ask for an example, but I think only Angetir is available. Do you want to discuss it? Do you think it's interesting? To talk about violation of spiritual boundaries, like in more examples. What would be in a violation of spiritual boundaries? I think depends on culture, right? Like for example, in France, for example, where it is one of the tenets, sorry, called is secularism. I don't think they would take this intrusion very kindly. I think it is illegal for authorities to ask to collect data or whatever regarding people's religious beliefs also. So I would suspect that they will be less tolerant. Anybody? Okay, I'll just move on. Metaverse. That's good. So while we encourage discussion, I think it's healthy to discuss. I think it's good to keep going in an exchange or flow of information, but I think that there are limits. I don't look sad. I'm actually sick. My nose is running, but I don't have fever. And my face is less puffy, right? But I need to rest. I think it's my way. Normally, my body will just solve the problem itself, but when it starts showing like symptoms, it means my body is saying, we're at full capacity here, please rest and stop doing whatever you want to do. Yeah. I don't really have a problem with religions per se. I just don't like some of the practitioners. I think they're very irritating. Especially when they get violent or use it to justify violence or to subjugate somebody. I think that's terrible. Or to oppress people, or to use it to treat someone less than a dignified human being. I think it's the people that has the problem, especially when they interpret verses in scriptures according to their own malicious intent. That means they interpret it in a way that is suitable. Not suitable, but more like convenient for their convenience. And then totally ignoring the rationale or take it out of context or whatever. So I don't like that about people. In fact, I find it very offensive. But I will respect everybody's beliefs. But I also have my own beliefs. I'm not gonna like be shoving it in other people's faces. Yeah. Thank you, Swift Eagle. I think I will get well soon. Okay, what was I saying just now? Hi, Alice. Is that how I pronounce your name? Alice Aryam. Is it okay if I call you Alice? And welcome, Alice. Alice was introduced to the channel by Winston's mom. Alice is from, where are you from, Alice? Anketir is from New Zealand. Swift Eagle is from Alabama, USA. Dion Jensen is originally from South Africa, but in some point of his life moved to New Zealand. Hambone is from the USA, but I forgot where he's from. He told me the other day, but I don't remember. Oregon, is it? Did I make that up? I think. Anyway, welcome to our humble channel. We are still talking about boundaries. Okay, the point of emotional boundaries is that you are responsible for your own emotions and not someone else's. Okay, like I said, you're a separate person from others. You are an independent entity, a sovereign individual. Okay? So someone with weak emotional boundaries is someone who is very easily offended and has very high reactivity, because emotional boundaries also protects you from taking comments personally, because I have my own thoughts and you have yours. But when they're weak, that's when you get easily offended. You go like, do you think group boundaries exist? For example, couple, is there like a couple boundary, or like colleague boundary, or members of Facebook group boundary? What do you guys think? I think you guys are lagging, right? I feel like I'm talking to myself sometimes, but it's nice to talk to myself. Actually, I do it on a daily basis. I sound a bit crazy, right? I think that they do exist, okay? For example, when you're a couple and you don't want... How do you think recognizing your own emotional state influences you more? What do you mean by influence me more? Influence my decision or what? The thing about me is that sometimes I just keep going and going. I don't bother to check on my emotional state, whether I'm angry or sad or whatever. Or, yeah. And then, but it's like a dam, right? It's like you're adding water, more and more water. And then suddenly the dam breaks. And then it comes out. And it's not going to be pretty. And I feel like that's one of the things that I really have to look out for is my emotional state. I have to check myself from time to time. I don't do it naturally. I know some people, FI DOMs, for example, very in touch with their emotions. So that's why they are able to control it. That's what I think. Yeah, they have more control over their emotions better than me, FI fourth. The problem is sometimes the cause of these emotions is long gone, but it's still lingering because I didn't have time to process the thing. I didn't process it. Basically, I just ignore it. But sooner or later, you're gonna have to face it. Like sometimes when I'm sad, like for example, when my dad passed away, it took me a long time to like cry, to deal with the fact that he is gone. But when I deal with it, it's like destruction. It's horrible. So maybe that's why people tend to think that I'm cold. I tend to appear very cold whenever I receive some bad news, like somebody dies, somebody's dying, something bad happens to someone. It takes a while for me to process all the information. Do you think that's F5 fourth negative? And how long is the Super Bowl? Yeah, I really have to check on my emotions. You're right. I think that if you are aware of them, you can control it from coming out. Like for example, if you're feeling sad or angry, you can step back, go away for a while, calm down, cool it. In your mind, you work through the some kind of reasoning process. You go like, okay, this happened, and I can solve this problem by doing this, or there's no point getting angry. And then you go like, I'm just gonna, it's a not being efficient, being angry. In fact, you're just gonna make yourself miserable for no reason or whatever, and then you just let go of the emotions. I don't know. It's always to me like a something that's in the back. Like when I'm angry, like I know I'm angry, but I'm busy trying to, like, for example, I'm talking to someone and the person is pissing me off, but I want to deliver what I want to say more than I want to deliver my anger. But I just try to hold on to it while delivering my talk or my opinions. Yeah, sometimes the anger build-up is so large that I think you've seen my anger outbursts when I'm very angry with people who are very rude, disrespectful, or trolls especially. I'm thankful Jeebus isn't here, but I shouldn't say things like that because Jeebus might appear. Okay. Did I say that people with rigid boundaries, people who has a past, like physical, emotional, psychological, or sexual abuse, they are more rigid with their boundaries normally. Okay. Boundaries also include the validity of your feelings. Hey, Swift Eagle, I wish you were back here. I want to talk about your validity of your feelings. Yeah, but you're like very good with FE. I don't have. Sometimes I feel like trolls when they come in and then they try to disrupt the conversation, or they take the attention of the host, and you're trying to like have a conversation, you're trying to ask questions, and the host is scolding the troll. So you're not being efficient. It's not an efficient use of time, for example, and it makes me want to like get rid of the troll so that things can run smoothly. It's like a clog in the pipe, like I want to flush. I think that's the thing about troll. Or feelings, because people don't seem to understand that boundaries also include uh, the validity of your feelings. Because people feel things, it's okay to say that your feelings are valid, and not like, why are you angry now? You shouldn't be angry. This is not correct. People shouldn't be telling you how you feel, how you should feel about things. Yeah, but Jeebus, for example, is a troll. Or some people go, but Jeebus is a nice troll. Someone who's not nice is someone who is constantly trying to say very controversial things. There was one troll in Eric's live stream who keeps going saying things that are a bit racist or attacking women in general, just to get people angry. Yeah. What do you think, Swift Eagle? Boundaries. I think it's tricky because of culture, right? Some culture, you're not supposed to be expressive of your feelings. You're supposed to not have feelings. You're not supposed to show anger, sadness, all those things. You're not supposed to show anything. And that's really, really bad. Swift Eagle. While we wait for Swift Eagle to type, I will now move to the next list of violations that I have gotten also from the internet, which I find very useful. Physical would be abused, entering a bedroom without asking, but it also depends on your relationship. Yeah, you need to be like stoic in appearance. You know that somebody did a meme and he drew like faces. So ENTJ has like very stressed face holding a gun. I think it was an ENFJ, stoic face, and also ISTJ. No, ENFJ, they have a stoic face, but underneath there is a mask of a stoic face. Underneath, they feel very stressed. ISTJs have no, they're just stoic. They have no reaction to any feelings. You see, it's quite funny, right? You're not paying attention, Swift Eagle. Talking about the culture and expression of feelings. People telling you how you should feel. People telling you, Swift Eagle, you shouldn't be sad. Swift Eagle, you shouldn't be angry. You shouldn't be whatever. What essentially it does is that to say that your feelings are not valid, that is not wrong. That is a violation of boundary. Or at least, yeah, okay. Other examples of violation of physical boundary includes wearing people's clothes without permission. Yeah, I just went just now. You missed the part where I said about social manipulation. So we need to have emotional boundaries to protect ourselves. What do you mean not all feelings are valid? I think it depends on culture, huh? Do you want to talk about your culture, Swift Eagle? Hmm? What do you mean you don't all come from within? Oh, you're talking about just now, is it? Social contagion, just now I mentioned. Sometimes you absorb the emotions of others. Or sometimes there's a tendency for people to absorb the emotions and also mimic the behavior of others. Okay, that's a very good point. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, Angatir. Disregarding time agreements, for example, someone being late or early is also suggested as a violation of boundary, which makes sense, right? Because time's like a resource, and we are giving up time for ourselves to be with someone, and then the person don't turn up or turn up late. That pisses us off, isn't it? Pressuring a person to be ready earlier, to appear at someone's house without calling, knocking, not returning or being slow in returning borrowed items. Okay, example of violating emotional and mental boundaries. Asking personal questions, demanding explanation and justifications all the time, giving unsolicited advice, commenting about body parts or whatever. I think that's a mental boundary. Is that a mental or physical boundary? Commenting about body parts. Telling you what you should wear. Saying things like, this, you shouldn't wear white because it's, revealing. Ready? Okay. Talking about someone's behavior when it has nothing to do with you is also an example. And eavesdropping is super annoying, especially when that's the reason why I rarely enjoy having dinner, one-to-one dinner with somebody. I rather have dinner in a person's home in the privacy of our homes, because sometimes we have a problem of eavesdropper. They seem to enjoy listening. Why do people do that? Why do people like to listen? Is it because they are bored? Or maybe we're saying something very interesting. What do you think, guys? What do you think about eavesdropper? Hmm? Either I'm lagging really badly or Swift Eagle is still watching TV. Okay, but anyway, it's been wow. Been 55 minutes, but I still have a bit more to go through. Other examples? Don't say anything you don't want repeated. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Reading diaries, letters, making demands rather than requests, not accepting no when you say like when somebody keep asking you out, not and then they keep saying like, no, why don't you go out with us? Keep coming. That's really irritating, right? They don't accept no for it. So someone trying to force you to try something that you want to try. Smoking in front of others, assuming how you're feeling, I also think is not really. Assuming of assumption of feelings, what do you think? Is that boundary crossing? Being passive aggressive, trying to psychoanalyze someone. I don't know if those qualify as maybe to for some people. What do you think, guys? This is a discussion, not a lecture. And also, I just found this online and I thought it would make for a good discussion on whether you think this is a violation of boundary. Think it's a common form of boundary, or is it just sweet girl? Okay. Other boundary violations. What? Speaking to someone in patronizing and condescending manner, moving in people's home without permission, pursuing another person romantically even when they broke up with you already, keep calling them and hanging out, like asking them to go out. That's a very another example. Sharing personal information about you, like when you told someone something in confidence and then the person went to tell everybody. Yeah, the words breaching confidence. Yeah, by the way, I need to apologize. I apologize to you personally, but I feel like I should apologize publicly for sharing your voice clip. You're very nice. You said I don't have to delete it, but I think I will eventually. Mm, but I just wanted to share with friends your beautiful voice, Swift Eagle. But I know I should ask you first. Yeah. Other boundary violation, asking excessive or inappropriate favors. Like someone just call you, Swift Eagle, can you come pick me up from the airport? I don't feel like getting a taxi. It's at 2 a.m. in the morning. I think that's very irritating also, right? Or someone just appearing at your doorstep and go like, hi, Swift Eagle, I need to do something. Can you just take care of my baby in the meantime? What do you think about that? Hmm. But the person does it like because, for example, you notice that the person keep giving you excuses, but in fact the person goes out and go on a date or something. So basically using you as free babysitting service. What do you mean by trick people though to test them? Yeah, but like I said, boundaries is like putting limitations to what you are willing to accept or do to someone for someone. So in general, we allow like The most obvious example is touching. I'm willing to shake someone's hand or to hug them, but that's my limit when it comes to stranger, right? Of course, when I with a spouse or whatever, it'd be different, or with a friend, it would be different. A female friend, be different. Everybody has different boundaries for everybody, and the problem with that is when people use it to take advantage. Then it becomes more complicated. Yeah. Um, I don't really. I'm more likely to give very general answers if I, you know. Oh, I did. Yeah, I did say something very sarcastically when I was 16 or something. Someone went like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" One of my relatives, and I went like, "Yes, I'm gonna get married soon." Actually, really? When is it? Blah blah blah. I was only 16. Because then that she'll ask my mom, and my mom will like, what you say? So basically I embarrass her. Or sometimes I say things like, I don't have a boyfriend because I'm gay. Then they were like, oh, I know it's not nice to say such things because it makes it hard for people who want to come out of the closet. But sometimes I feel like if I say outrageous things, and maybe they'll like leave me alone. But they do leave me alone now. Because but that was in the beginning. But now I just give very general answer that can be interpreted either way. What's a PC? I don't think. I think people need to stop trying to insult people by calling them gay. Okay, it's not something shameful to be gay. I don't think so. Okay. Okay. Are they? This is the no, not really. Almost towards the end. Are there things that trump your boundaries, guys? Hmm? For example, general public interest. Do you want to discuss this? I'm asking you, Sweepickle, are there things that trump your boundaries? For example, to protect national security or public safety. Can any Tom, Dick, or Harry go through your bag, check you, frisk you? Hmm? My God. Hi, Jeevas. You know what? I was telling Angatia just now. I was very happy that Jeevas isn't here. But I shouldn't say it too soon because Jeevas might appear. And here you are, Jeevas. Jeevas, are you going to be nice or shall I put you on timeout now already to save me time? Jeebus. But I'm happy you're here because I really like you very much. I think you're a very awesome troll. In fact, you're one of the best trolls on talking with famous people. That's why you're still around. And also, Jeebus, I know it was you yesterday, no, 2 days ago. It was you pretending to be Ham, isn't it? Because normally you never say goodbye, we just leave. Then that day you decide to say goodbye, everybody, I'm leaving, to make sure that people notice that you're gone, and you came in as Ham, isn't it, Jeebus? I've discovered your mode of operation, Jeebus. Mm, guys, I'm asking about national security. How much of your personal boundary are you willing to not enforce? Are you willing to tolerate violations of, like, at the airport? I'm okay. Public places where it's going to be crowded. But if I'm just walking down the street alone, no. But I like you're here, Jeebus, because you will, because you know what I realized, Jibas, I thought you're gonna be very trolly. Then I realized that Swift Eagle is even more trolly than you. Because at least Jibas, when you're being trolly, you're doing it knowing in full knowledge that you're trolling. Swift Eagle, on the other hand, does not know he's trolling. I've never been to an airport. Swift Eagle. Okay. Other example, to protect health and morals, to prevent disorder or crime, to protect the economy, to protect the rights and freedoms of other people. For example, when visiting places of worship, or when you have to appear in court, there's a decorum that to be followed. You need to appear. It's like, it's a place that is formal and dignified, so you need to abide by the rules. You can just wear slippers, wear appropriate things, behave in appropriate manner. Yeah, I think so. Jeebus, I'm not going to give you a ranch because how am I going to kick you out later when you piss me off? You're not going to get a ranch, Jeebus. No, no ranch for Swift. Okay, fine. Should I give Swift a ranch? No, I don't want it. You. I don't know if I give you a ranch now. I'll think about it. But Jeebus definitely not going to get a ranch. Especially if you come and say countless or countless, and I can't kick you out. Okay. How do we know if our boundaries has been violated? We know by how we feel, okay? Feelings of anger, resentment, confusion, anxiety, feeling drained. Okay, Jeebus. Feeling drained around a person, especially, can all be signs that our boundaries have been violated. For example, if a stranger is standing too close to you, is touching you, someone's asking you very personal questions. Also, example of boundary violations. Do we want to talk about professional boundaries, people? Are you saying I violated your boundary, Angatir? It's only 1 hour. Have you had enough of me already? Okay, I think it's enough of me, isn't it? But I just want to go quickly at professional boundaries, okay? We want to have professional boundaries also because we don't want to be drawn too much into our client's life and also be manipulated or violated or being made used of. Huh? Okay, I wanted to discuss whether receiving gifts is ethical, can ever be ethical. Is it unethical in general, in total, or will there be circumstances in which giving gifts or receiving gifts is ethical when it comes to professional boundaries? Oh, and you have to go to work soon, isn't it? Oh, and Katir, you know what you can do? You can go and run. It gives you energy. Because when like I told Swift Eagle the other day, when I started drinking tea, I used to drink with sugar, but then I start to drink more and more tea. I cannot have a lot. Keep drinking with sugar, right? It's gonna make me really fat. So I start cutting down on sugar. What work do you do, Angatir? Are you okay to sharing? Are you okay with sharing it, or maybe we talk later in private? Also, Angatir, I'm looking forward to your inputs on astrology. I think it's going to be really awesome if you and KKSP work together. For those of you who don't know, Angatir and KKSP, they're both INFJs, and I would love to see the dynamic. It's going to be really awesome. Let's keep professional boundaries because it's a bit boring, I think. Okay, last area, how to set boundaries. I'm just going to go very quickly. You need to be clear, you need to communicate it, and you need to make sure that it is predictable. That's a good idea. That means your roles, relationship, and all that should be clarified from the beginning. Okay. And also, if someone is violating your space, you need to tell them. Tell them. You know. And you also need to make sure that you're consistent about enforcing the boundary, okay? Because if you're not consistent, people are going to get confused. Also, you need to define your limits. For example, if you have someone who's always trying to call you, you give yourself, say, 15 minutes. Say, 15 minutes, I'm going to give an excuse. I'm going to say, like, oh, I have to go now. I have a meeting. Like that. And of course, to do all of that, you need to know yourself. Spend some time getting to know yourself, okay? You want to know, decide what you want in your life, what your career, what kind of relationship you want to have, all of that. Find all of that out so that you can formulate a kind of like rules or standards that you want to apply. It's difficult to say, Angetir. Sometimes, like, women may appear flirting, but they're not. Especially if they're in a relationship. I think it's safe to assume that they are not flirting. And then until they make it very obvious, like, Angetir, do you want to, then like, okay, so they were flirting. Because if you act now, thinking that they are flirting with you when they're not, they're gonna think you're a creep. Do you want to look like a creep, Angetir? But I can understand why people flirt with you because you are very cute. Yeah, I think so. Maybe that is because sometimes it's body language, what they wear, how close they stand to you, things they say, certain subtle things like, like that. And it can come off as flirting or trying to attract the opposite sex. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, it's 1 hour 12 minutes already. I think we did a very good discussion. Anybody else who want to add something to the discussion, kindly leave a comment in the comment box below, and I'll be happy to reply and respond. And everybody else who came and to say hi and participated, thank you very much. Especially Jeebus, thank you for coming because you're really awesome. Yeah. So I don't know when I'll have another live stream, but if you guys want to have something you want to discuss, just write to me, and I will maybe set up a live stream and we can discuss that if it pleases you. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.